Today we are doing a Draw My Life of the early American wars. These are also known as the Indian Wars, mainly between the Europeans and the Native Americans.
Most of these wars took place in about 1500 to 1600. In this time period, the main goal of wars was to conquer your enemy and take everything that they owned and claim it as your own.
Today we are going to be focusing on an important civilization in early Americas known as the Incan Empire.
The Incan Empire stretched from modern-day Chile all the way up to the west coast of Central America.
These people mainly settled near the Andes Mountains because it was a great source of natural protection.
They used the mountains as protection from floods, from attacking enemies, and from natural disasters.
In 1533, a man named Francisco Pizarro brought a fleet of ships to come and conquer the Incan Empire.
Pizarro was a man that was willing to do anything to get the job done.
Pizarro recognized the complexity of this civilization and wanted it for his own.
So he wanted to get to know the leader. He demanded a native to go and get the leader, that way they could have a conversation.
The native then thought about this demand. Pizarro became very impatient and said, "I am Pizarro, the conquistador. Let me talk to your leader."
The native felt offended by this and said, "Let me talk to him first. I'm sure that he is very busy."
The native then ran as quickly as he could to find his leader. He eventually found his leader sitting on his mighty throne and said to him,
"Chief, there's an explorer named Pizarro wanting to speak with you."
The leader pondered this request and eventually said, "We will wait till tomorrow to see if he was really worth my time. If he stays, then he is worth my time. If he does not, then he is not worth my time."
One long day later, or as it seemed to Pizarro, the messenger came back saying that the leader has finally allowed the request to meet with him.
Just the two of them gathered around a large feasting table.
Pizarro noticed the exotic wood that the table was made out of and the exotic foods that were being given to him.
He has never seen these things in Europe, and they surprised him greatly.
These noticings increased his desire to conquer the Inca Empire and take everything that they owned. He imagined himself back in Europe getting praised.
That fantasy finally motivated Pizarro to make the first move of the game by acting that night after the meal.
He gathered his men and lurked in the shadows of a popular path taken by the emperor.
They waited for the perfect moment and attacked. It wasn't that big of a battle. The European men dominated.
At the end of the fight, Pizarro had 0 casualties, while the Inca leader had almost all of his men dead.
As you can see, this battle was very one-sided. It was like this mainly because of the weaponry. While the Europeans had guns and cannons and all this technology,
the natives only had spears, bows and arrows, sticks, and clubs, which was useless against these powerful ranged weapons that the Europeans brought.
During this battle, the Incan leader got wounded but not killed. The Europeans captured the leader, and Pizarro saw this as an opportunity to make a little bit of money.
Pizarro realized how much the people loved their leader and that they would do anything to get him back. So
he created a ransom which said that if the people gave him gold, silver, and many riches, he would give him back their leader.
The Incans were too blinded by the love of their leader that they didn't realize the overall plan of Pizarro.
Although Pizarro got what he wanted, which was gold, silver, and riches, he still did not give back the leader. He recognized the possibilities from this situation and killed the leader.
Killing the leader left the Incans without command, which then made them become weak and useless.
Once again, Pizarro used his brilliant mind to destroy and conquer the Incan Empire, taking everything he wanted.
With his mission accomplished, he boarded ships and went back to Europe with all of his findings.
From Pizarro's accomplishments, Europe gained many things, like
Potatoes,
wealth such as gold and silver,
livestock such as turkeys, alpacas, and all foreign animals.
They also gained many other things, like stories and art and daily customs and traditions.
And slaves.
All these combined impacted Europe in a great way by shaping the culture and daily lifestyle of people. The end.